Because if you don't have a good corner and you can't get your horse like turned and straight onto the diagonal line, transition to trot. Now I'm going to push him off my right leg into the left rein and canter. Oh boy. So what's hard about the change of lead through the trot is that you need to stay on a straight diagonal line. Like I'm looking up. Hello everyone, I'm Amelia, this is Leo. Today we're going to explain to you how to do the change of lead through the trot. This is a movement that shows up at first level, and it's really a test of your straightness, of your transitions, and also starting your horse to understand that there's a left lead and there's a right lead, which at first that can be tricky to be able to change the positioning of your horse on a straight line so that you pick up the other lead. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like my channel and subscribe and hit the bell. I post a new video every Wednesday. We're trying to get up to 100,000 subscribers. So what you want to do, the first step to introducing the change of lead through the trot is that you really need to make sure that your trot-canter-trot transitions are good and confirmed on a circle line, because it's always easier to do them on a circle line. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that you can do trot-canter-trot on a circle line quite well. Then the next step is that you're going to go straight ahead and you're just going to start by cantering across the diagonal and making a transition to the trot either at X or just a little bit after X. So the first few times when you go across the diagonal in the canter, your horse might try to break. They might just not feel very secure or balanced on the diagonal line. So just make a nice transition to the trot. And then I would recommend picking up the opposite lead of canter, maybe somewhere down here at C. That's kind of how it's introduced in first level, or I think maybe it's even in training level now, that you just go across the diagonal and practice making a trot transition at X. So a few tips to help you is make sure that when you go through the corner, like when I go through the corner here, that I'm getting my horse bending. I'm thinking of having a little bit shoulder fore. I'm sitting back and using my voice so that I land in a nice organized trot. And then now I start changing the bend, pushing him off my right leg, getting him into my left rein, half halt, canter. Good boy. So that's kind of the first phase. Then once you have that good, the next phase is that you start reducing how much trot you need. So, because eventually, like to do a change of lead through the trot, what you want to do is this: trot slightly before X, 5 or 6 trot steps, pick up the other lead. Good boy. That's what the judge wants to see in a change of lead through the trot. So of course, when you're first starting out introducing this, you're going to need, I'm going to do a circle here because that corner wasn't good. So, and that's a good point to make, which is that you always need to have a good corner and a good turn onto the diagonal, because if you don't have a good corner and you can't get your horse like turned and straight onto the diagonal line, transition to trot. Now I'm going to push him off my right leg into the left rein and canter. Oh boy. So what's hard about the change of lead through the trot is that you need to stay on a straight diagonal line. Like I'm looking up, I'm looking towards K. Here I'm in shoulder fore right, transition to the trot, push him off my left leg, get him in shoulder fore left, half halt, and then left lead canter. So being able to change the positioning of your horse and the bend in their body while you're on a straight line can be a challenge at first. One really great exercise that can help you with your change of lead through the trot is to do some 10-meter circles at X. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a transition to the trot. I'm going to go immediately into a 10-meter circle left. So this is a great exercise if you have a horse that when you land in the trot, it just kind of runs. Then I'm going to make a 10-meter circle to the right. When I get back to X, I'm going to go back onto my diagonal line, and then, ooh, he's a little wiggly, pick up the right lead canter. So that's just a good way to mix it up if you have a horse that kind of is just running through the aids, or they're not really bending in the body. Boy. So transition to trot. Sometimes I'll just do a 10-meter circle in the opposite direction. So I'll just do a 10-meter circle to the left to help me get the bend in his body so that then I can pick up left lead canter. Good boy. Good boy. And then, if you're having trouble like with the change of lead through the trot, go back to something more simple. Just go back to a 20-meter circle and doing canter, trot, canter transitions on a 20-meter circle, and just really feeling like on the circle that you have the bend around your horse's inside hind leg. Good job, buddy. And always reward your horse. It's so important. Your horses learn by rewarding them. So when they do a good transition, when they do what you want, tell them good boy, soften your aids. Good boy. So I hope this video helps you with your change of lead through the trot. And also check out the description box. I have a course on first level. So if you're working towards showing first level this year, definitely check that out. And thanks for watching.